Mike.
Hi.
How's it going?
That was good.
Good to hear it.
I feel great. I'm doing good.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes one of us. I'm getting there. I think I'm getting there. I hope I get there.
Yeah, maybe this is how you're going to feel for the rest of your life.
Maybe this is it. Maybe I'm going to die.
I mean, you know, you're going to
everybody dies.
Well, maybe I'm going to die during this podcast. People should tune
that
in.
will be
That's
peak
gonna
content.
That's going to be good stuff. All right.
Best content out there.
If I die, what's the number I want you guys to come wearing next week? I'm for to represent me.
69.
69. All right, cool. There we go. Okay. I think we're ready. I got the music here.
Hey, you guys
tweeted it.
I tweeted it.
Hey,
do you guys hear that?
We hear that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear it.
All right, I can't think of anything else, so I'm ready.
I don't know. Yeah. Jokes
No.
and jokes. There we go.
Jokes.
We made a joke.
We got jokes. We invented the Nintendo podcast.
I'm making the Modi boys. Ooh-wee.
Mike, are you ready?
I'm pretty ready.
All right. Well, what does that mean?
Well, I got distracted because Fish and Love said that he was horny for me in chat, so I didn't know how to react to it, but I'm ready, I guess.
Listen,
Hey, this is the first time for everything, okay?
listen. You need to get ready for that because the
should see my
panties are going to
DMs.
come flying at you if we ever do anything in person. So,
To be clear, it's not
shit.
panties like I see it, but yeah.
I mean, hey, listen. How do you know?
Yeah. You should see my DMs.
I mean, listen. All those friends could still wear panties, Mike. So let's be real here.
Comfortable, I think.
Fair.
Those aren't designed for
see my
penises.
DMs. You poor man. Okay, let's see here.
Have you even tried them?
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
I have not.
Okay. Well,
You should.
sounds like you were judging too soon.
$20. Yeah, I won't get in trouble for that. Pay me to put on panties. Don't
But-
sound clip that.
Mike, please. The CEO of Twitch just get Mike, please, Mike, you have to stop, please.
All right, I'm ready.
Chef Bezos himself is gonna be
Got a
stop
lot
it.
of fun things to talk about today.
Okay, I don't know what we're talking about, so I'm just going to start the show. You ready?
Yep.
Just start this shit.
All right. 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I'm a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs.
Whoa.
Today, we got an exciting speedrun getting beaten live during Games Done Quick. The latest Splatoon 3 Splatfest results. We're going to talk about disfiguring ourselves just to make a sequel to a Nintendo game come out and more. Jeff, I'd ask how you're feeling, but I know it's bad.
Feel bad.
You know, I don't know what else to ask you, I guess.
Feel bad.
Just talk.
You got it. Okay. Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I feel bad. I would like to feel better. I'm taking medication. I took some Mucinex, and let's let that do its magic. I'm hoping that's going to really, really work its way through my body and make me feel nasty, but in good ways.
Nasty, like a nasty boy.
Like a nasty boy.
The boys. Man, I'll never forget that episode of Impact Wrestling. It was like the first one with Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff. So it was, and like they went to Monday because they literally went the same time as Raw because they were just insane.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought the Nasty Boys in. And they were so old and fat, and they were just going around beating up random TNA wrestlers.
They were pretty old when they were like on WCW during the Monday Night Wars. So yeah.
But it's hilarious. So, like, they are like the most infamous. Oh, those are just Hogan's friends, and it was literally just Hogan's just bringing his friends,
yep.
I guess, to be the Nasty Boys. Incredible stuff.
Jeff, wait. What else is happening with wrestling? It's all normal, right?
Yeah, nothing important's happening. No, I'll tell you what, I'm glad I didn't jump right back into being like, WWE is good now and will be good forever. I'm totally 1,000,000% invested again. Who even needs AEW anymore?
It is exactly the same as it was before all this happened now. It is him as chairman and Khan as CEO. Exactly the same. It's almost like nothing ever happened.
The difference is that Triple H is still supposed to be in charge of creative right now. But
yeah.
We'll see. But this is not a wrestling podcast, Jeff. Not yet.
It says who?
It says who. It's a video game podcast. And, you know, there's been some spicy opinions or things from us today.
Mike, you're a dumb bitch and I hate you.
Oh, my God. Look, I never said. Yeah,
you said it the coward's way. Can I even say this? Can I get away with saying no?
Okay, let me explain the situation. So last night, it was like 2 a.m. I was in bed. And I just kind of was thinking, and I tweeted, "It's late. Can I get away with saying I like Sonic 1 better than Super Mario World?" No, the answer to that was definitely no. I cannot get away with it.
That's insane.
But let me get. I think if you told me right now what game I'd rather play right now would be Sonic the Hedgehog 1. That's a really fun game.
I mean, obviously, when's the last time you played Super Mario World? Have you ever gotten 96 exits on Super Mario World?
I mean, I beat the extra levels on it before, so whatever that takes. I don't think you have to do every exit to get that, but I beat like Tubular and all those once upon. Look, I like Super Mario World a lot. This isn't about Super Mario World, really. I just like Sonic the Hedgehog 1 a lot, and I don't think it gets enough respect these days.
Because it's not very fun. That's the big problem.
You in Genesis games, I don't know. You don't like Sonic 1. You don't like Aladdin.
Aladdin's also pretty boring, yes.
Yeah. It's like, gosh, I don't know if like a Genesis like slapped your mom in front of you or something when you were a kid or what.
Scored. No, I just played the games, and they were what they were. They were okay. Some of them were okay. Some of them... Aladdin is overrated. It just is.
Okay, the Aladdin thing, whatever. You don't like Sonic the Hedgehog 1. You don't have fun playing Sonic the Hedgehog 1.
I like Green Hill Zone, and then that's it, pretty much. And then I enjoy some Sonic 2. Honestly, I don't really love any Sonic until Sonic Mania. Like, they just made it feel more fun in that game.
I mean, Sonic Mania is the best one, but I like Sonic 1 a lot.
Green Hill Zone's great. Yeah, you give me Green Hill Zone, I'll play that. And that's like the ideal version of Sonic, and then they never improved on it throughout that game.
Scrapyard? I like Scrapyard Zone a lot. The whole soundtrack is so good. I don't know.
Oh, the music is fantastic, of course. It's fantastic.
I think that's my thing, like why I like Sonic 1 more than Sonic 2, which like upsets people. Sonic 1 soundtrack is just better. Also, Sonic 2 it's front loaded with the levels. I like all the levels in Sonic 1 a lot. And Sonic 2, there's some stinky levels kind of towards the end there. There's that one with the oil. There's that really boring section where you're on the plane, and then the weird level after that with a lot of endless pits and bad music on the airplane carrier. Well, okay, while we're mad at each other, Jeff,
Sure.
You said something that kind of piqued my ears on the Bombcast.
Oh no, I'm sick. I don't know. Anything I said can't be held against me.
Well, I don't know. You're just like, you're talking about Mass Effect, and you're talking about the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer mode, and he said which was very popular.
I might have been thinking
like,
of the Andromeda one, but yes.
No, definitely not that. You were thinking about 3.
It was 3. Okay, I can't remember which one is very popular.
Well,
but
maybe I'm just playing semantics here with a very popular, but I thought that was divisive. I guess.
I think it was. I don't think it was ever divisive. I think it was maybe some people were like, I'm not even going to play that shit when it came out. And then there is like that audience that just stuck with it for years and played it all the time nonstop.
I think that might be a smallish but loud audience because it's BioWare, right? Like we know how BioWare fans are.
I mean,
about BioWare things.
It's possible. I get the impression that a lot more people were playing that than we originally thought. And I've gotten that over time. And I could put a poll in for like what other people think. I guess.
I mean, I ran a poll and I just asked, was Mass Effect 3's multiplayer popular? With 56.8% saying no. So like that means that to 43% of people, they did think it was popular, or that just means they liked it. I don't know. I just, maybe we can call it popular. I will not let you call it very popular. And if that sounds like pedantic bullshit, well, so be it.
I think I could get where you're coming from with very popular. It's to me, it's surprisingly popular. How about that? Can I get away with that?
I don't even know. I don't know. See, you know what? I just remember everybody got mad at first because you had to play it to get like the best ending or something.
Right.
Like
it was one of the ways to like maximize, to maximize your galactic readiness or whatever. Yeah.
Something. I don't even think you had to. I think you could do side quests.
There was other stuff you could have done, but it was one of the easier ways to get your galactic. I mean, it was fine. I had fun with it, but it was fine.
Look, we can't actually prove this. It's not like we can get numbers now. So what are we gonna do? Just yell at each other forever? That would be fun.
Sounds pretty good.
But let's not. Let's not. You already, are pushing things by coming at me with my incredibly right opinion about Sonic.
That is just insane.
Hey, Jeff, are you watching any Games Done Quick?
I watched a little bit of the Super Mario Galaxy 2 speedrun race, which was very fun.
Did you see the end of it?
I didn't see the end. I was the hockey game started. I had to put my kids to bed.
For Jeff. Those kids could go to sleep by themselves. The guy got world record.
No way! Really?
He got world record.
Shit!
So his name's Jay Hay, beat his own world record, which the world record sometimes happens during Games Done Quick. It's usually for obscure games that don't have a whole lot of people playing them. Yes. This is Mario Galaxy 2 any %. So just get to the end of the game. It's like a 3-hour speed run normally. The record was like 2 hours and 55 minutes and some change, and he beat it by like 5 seconds on the stream.
Jeez.
That's just ridiculous. Because again, normally people go to beat these records, they're sitting down, they're blasting out runs for hours, they're constantly resetting. It could take thousands and thousands of attempts. The fact that he just did it,
that's a display of skill that just honestly isn't easy to match. That is on another level.
That's like a top tier Games Done Quick moment, probably forever.
That is incredible. I'm gonna watch this.
And like somebody told me what's happening, I just kind of started watching that for a bit instead. Really cool stuff.
That is incredible. I'm like really surprised that you could pull it up.
Are you there?
I thought we might have lost him.
My bad. I accidentally bumped my mic and it turned off the sound. And
I do that. I do that sometimes too. I'm here. I was saying that is like a feat of skill that you kind of can't. It is hard to put into terms how amazing that is, because you just don't do that live during a Games Done Quick. Like that just doesn't happen with a game like this. That is really incredible.
Yeah, so I want to go back and like watch that whole thing at some point now. Plus, my Spike Vegeta was doing commentary. I like Spike Vegeta. He seems like such a good boy.
Yeah, he seems real nice.
Yeah, so that's just really cool. I gotta watch some more speed runs during this week. It's always a fun time. Also, Mario Galaxy 2 is just so good, Jeff.
It's a great game.
It's funny. Like you play some games, you remember nothing. I'm watching this. I'm like, I remember every single thing that's happening, and it all ruled when I did it. It was all so much fun. God, I want to play this game Again, so bad. I'm almost like ready to bust out my Wii U and just go for it. I'm tired of waiting for it to come to Switch. Obviously, not going to happen.
I'm going to connect my Wiimote to my PC and just play it that way because that's like,
there you go.
Because it works really easily with Bluetooth. So yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. So that was a really cool thing there. And there's going to be more speedruns happening until Sunday. So check out Games Done Quick and donate if you can, everybody. Jeff, have you seen this new GameCube themed Switch controller?
Yeah. So yesterday was my probably like where I was feeling the shittiest. I just ate it was days of coughing, and I'm like my ears were really hurting, and I was just kind of in the back of my throat was bad, and so I was just like laying in bed all day. I took the day off work. And I had my phone kind of in front of me, and my phone's like, hey, you usually check this site around this time, so we're just going to give you a push notification that something's happening. One of the things was, check out this awesome GameCube controller Joy-Con thing for the Switch. I'm like, man, awesome. It's coming out later. I'm going to get that as soon as I can. I'm sure they'll go up for sale later this year, and I'll get it then. And I fucking wake up today, and the fucking things were already sold out. I'm like, this is so unfair. Why do you have to do this when I'm sick? So I'm like, I got to reach out to this company and see if I can get a pair or something. These things look so hot. I want them so bad.
I sent you the link on the podcast stuff channel here if you want to put it up on the stream at all. So this is the Nixie Wizard wireless joypad for Switch. And it looks like it looks like a GameCube controller, but it comes apart into like two Joy-Con esque things. But with like, they're kind of touting the build of the analog stick here. Specifically, I assume to say that it won't have Joy-Con drift, I hope. The D-pad looks really nice. Like, that's a problem with the actual GameCube controllers, that the D-pad is bad. The analog sticks even look like they got, the analog triggers are kind of there for, like, the ZL and ZR, I guess you would call them here. And it's got the classic, GameCube face buttons with the beans for X and Y. It's only available in that kind of classic GameCube purple / indigo. But yes, this thing went on sale yesterday, selling for $69.99. Sold out pretty much immediately. I hope they make more of these soon, and I hope we get Spice Orange. That would be incredible. But yeah, this thing just looks beautiful. And again, like you could hold it like that with that little, with like the connector thing. But again, they also could just go onto your Switch and hold it that way. I'm so mad I didn't get one of these. Why is Bayonetta's ass on the screen?
It was an accident.
Yeah, sure, it was an accident. Jeff, every time something GameCube goes for sale, it sure does sell out like immediately. What is it with this console that never sold that well originally, and now there's just such this fervor for it? I know that, like, obviously I'm a big part of that, but it seems like there's a lot of me's out there that are really into the GameCube, and I wonder just how aware of it Nintendo is or isn't.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta assume they have to. Like, I know people who work at Nintendo, at least Nintendo of America, and one of their jobs is just go out there and tell us what gamers are thinking. Like, your job is just to read and consume all of the content, and you put it in a report and you send it to my desk, and my name is Doug Bowser, things like that. And you would assume, like, in that report is like, man, people still really like the GameCube. These GameCube videos on this YouTube channel are doing really good, all that stuff. So I assume that at least someone along the chain knows. Do they know in Nintendo of Japan? No idea. You would think, yes, of course they do. But I mean, the thing here is just, it turns out the GameCube was always a really, really good video game system. And then you combine that with, and yet it didn't sell well. And so you get like 5-10 years away from that. And everyone's like, looking back like, oh man, old games I might have missed out on or that I did play. And the GameCube feels really special, really unique, and it's really hard to get your hands on a lot of the stuff because there's not a lot of used copies of anything just roaming around out there. So, and that fervor's not going to die down ever, it doesn't seem like, at least not for the GameCube. Not like it has for especially for Atari games, but like NES games have sort of reached a plateau and started coming down in terms of the demand for them. I just don't think that's going to happen with the GameCube, at least not for quite some time. So, yeah, if they just want to like cash in on this at any time, they could, and it's weird that they haven't.
Yeah, exactly. And again, like, are we ever going to see GameCube on NSO or just more overt GameCube things? Like, it seems like for a while now they released plenty of Nintendo 64 themed stuff. Seems like it's been 10 years now since they've been writing the Nintendo 64 is a marketable retro thing that we make a lot of merch for. They just haven't really gotten there with GameCube. They remaster GameCube games occasionally, sure. They don't do a lot to like celebrate the box itself necessarily. Now, granted, they did re-release GameCube controllers, but that really had more to do with Smash Brothers than anything else.
Yeah, I think they'll get there, but you're right. They still are like keeping it in this special spot where they're like, people don't care about this yet, is what it seems like they're doing. But also they're like, well, we need to find ways to do a lot of effort so we could charge $60 for those games again. And it's like, well, then just do it, because we will pay that. We will do that.
Guys, if you are watching live, by the way, please hit that like button. It helps more people find the show. We appreciate it. I said we've got a few super chats coming in. Thank you all so much for those. We will read those before the end of the show. You can send in your super chat, too, that will get read. You can ask us a question, just leave a comment. You can respond to our topic this week, which is inspired by Jeff's haircut and my beard shaving, although it's coming back in pretty nicely, I have to say. What dream Nintendo game would you disfigure your face for? So disfigure is maybe a bold, harsh word there, but we'll go with it. But yes, you can respond to that with a super chat. But Jeff, one last thing here. The Splatfest, the latest Splatfest actually happened this last weekend. Did you partake in that? Because this is the first one I just kind of skipped completely.
Yeah, I missed out on it. I had family over, and then I was spent most of Sunday in bed again. So no, I missed out on it.
Well, Jeff, it was Team Sweet versus Team Spicy versus Team Sour. Do you know who won? Do you have a guess?
I would be rooting for Team Spicy, but I'm gonna assume that Team Sweet won.
Too sweet? Yes, too sweet. Sweet won. Disgusting. Team Sweet did win. I couldn't get too excited about this one because I don't know. I would be Team Salty or Savory. I don't have a sweet tooth. I don't like sour, and I can't eat spicy food anymore because of my grin. So yeah, I was like, fuck these three food flavors, I guess. Like, where's acid, like salty, and umami?
Heat. Just like actual temperature heat. Warm food.
I like hot food.
Yes,
yes, exactly.
It'd be a hot meal.
Right, so that Splatfest is over. I hope we get maybe a slightly more exciting one for the next one. We will see here. Jeff, that is it for the news. It's still kind of a little bit quiet here in January. We're all kind of waiting to see when Nintendo is going to start and maybe announcing some more things, giving some dates for things. I think a lot of people are still waiting for that Tears of the Kingdom hype train to really get going.
Yeah.
I saw in the chat here when we were getting started that people like feel weird that game is coming out relatively soon,
May.
Right?
Yeah.
May. Yeah, so
it's going to be May in no time.
It's going to be May.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so hopefully that's going to be starting up here soon by the end of the month or in February. There's been directs in February before, so maybe that's what's going to be up. Jeff, do you want to hear some questions from our podcast producers?
Yes, please.
All right, then let's get into it. First up here, we have from Pennywise. It says, been a while since I've written in my beef 9-inch nail cheddar dogs. I normally always listen to you guys on Google Podcasts, but I recently made sure to watch a recent episode on YouTube because I just had to see the new use. Jeff, you look dapper as hell. Mike. Anyway, so my question for you guys is, what would be your worst Nintendo nightmare to become real? For me, it's that Switch 2 comes out, but it has absolutely no backwards compatibility. Furthermore, games like Tears of the Kingdom and Prime 4 come out on the regular Switch and run terribly. When then we're stuck waiting years for their remastered versions to come to the new Switch. Sort of like another Zelda game collection that shall not be named. The fun aside, thank you guys for recommending a Steam Deck. Now I can finally play this little treasure, and it shows him playing the Legend of Zelda.
Wind Waker HD.
Wind Waker HD, nice.
With an Xbox controller, it looks great.
I will say that having no backward compatibility of the next Switch is. I can't imagine anything that's like realistic. That's more of a nightmare scenario. Everything else would be absurd. Like Shiggy coming over to my house and spitting in my face. That would be a nightmare, I guess. Maybe not. Maybe it'd be kind of hot.
I mean, listen, in the mouth. Yeah.
Ew. Okay.
I mean, listen. Where's the line, Mike, when it's Shiggy spitting? Well, listen, I don't know. How am I supposed to know? I don't know.
Keep going.
Well, yeah.
I'm not going to save you from this.
Let me take my clothes off, and then we'll see. Figure it out.
I don't know. I honestly can't. I'm not sure what else like the nightmare scenario would be. Maybe if they just they should release another Paper Mario, and maybe this time talk up again how it's going to be like the old ones, and once again have some stupid, overly thought out battle system with no experience points, and like Goombas aren't allowed to wear hats, and I'll be mad. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, and backwards compatibility, we all feel like it has to be there, but it's just not this guarantee. So I think we could all happily just focus on that being the nightmare scenario.
Pink says, "Hey fellas, I was bummed to hear about all the bugs in Sports Story, but sometimes I enjoy bug/glitchy games.
Same.
When I was a kid, I rented Lufia 2 on SNES and somehow triggered the level 0 glitch, which makes one member of your party invincible and also maxes out their stats. It was amazing. What are some of your favorite beneficial and or funny glitches?"
So you could, in NHL 95 or 96 for the Super Nintendo, you could take the puck behind the net, and eventually the goalie would be like, "Oh, I'm going to try to come get you. I'm going to come get you. I'm the goalie." And so most of the time, the goalie would then get stuck on the side of the net, and you could just wrap around the front and score every time. So I'd have like 25 goals a game and stuff like that.
Mega Man 1, you basically need to use the pause glitch where, because like Mega Man 1 is the only one where you have a menu button and an actual pause button with select. And if you pause, then like weapons on the screen will they'll reset their hitboxes. So Electman's like beam thing, you just keep pausing and unpausing. It'll keep doing damage. And it's basically the only way to kill the yellow devil without like giving yourself a stroke, because that's such a hard boss fight. So yeah, big fan of that one.
I also like the whistle glitch in Breath of the Wild, because it almost helped me come back in my race against Jess in Hyrule Hustle on Giant Bomb, which everyone should watch, by the way. Hey, has everyone here watched Hyrule Hustle? You're all Nintendo fans. Go check that out if you missed it. That's Dan hosting a game show where me and Jess had to race across Hyrule. I spoiled the ending, but trust me, it's very, very good.
You should bring it back. Hey, find some new competitors. I don't know.
Oh boy!
Interested in that?
Yes.
Who's when you said the whistle glitch, I thought you were going to talk about in Mega Man 3, where you can kind of jump through an opening early after a slide in Gemini Man stage, and it makes Proto Man's whistle go on longer, and also cuts out the music for the rest of the level. Very fun glitch. Actually used in speedruns, because when the music stops playing, it actually reduces like lag that can happen on the screen. So somehow. Benji Glasky says, "Hello, sweet angels. What even is the point?" The point is to develop relationships with people. No, what is this fatalist bullshit, you guys? No, it's about, finding people who make you happy and making them happy.
And what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's the point. You're gonna make it after all, everybody. Beef Hammer says, "Evening Mike will be a top 100 global player in Street Fighter 6 Minotti, and Jeff will be the number 1 top global player in Street Fighter 6. Sure. Following the Sports Story debacle, do you think people should start tempering their expectations more on indie games? Seems like we treat indie studios as better than AAA ones, and they can do no wrong. Basically, should I worry about Silksong being underwhelming?"
No, Silksong's going to be just fine. Don't worry about Silksong.
You're promising here, Jeff?
It's okay. It's not going to be a sports story. I promise that. I promise it's not going to be like that.
Okay. Man, I had a different topic for next week figured out, but maybe I'm thinking actually I should ask what is the most disappointing Nintendo sequel. How about that?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That seems timely with this.
Yes, I'll shave my pubes if Silksong is really bad. There you go.
Bizarro Hash says, "Hey, Beef Bros and Cheddar Chaps, what's tougher, escaping from Alcatraz or escaping from Nintendo jail?" I mean, people have escaped from Alcatraz. They made a whole movie about it. I think it was called The Rock. I don't know if anyone's ever escaped from Nintendo jail.
No. Listen, as far as we're aware, you die in here.
Yeah, this is it. You come here, and your bones get calcified, and they use it to build their own for Doug Bowser. It's rough.
So he says we didn't. Wolf says we didn't answer the last question. I don't know what the last question was. Basically, should I worry about Silksong being on? I answered that.
I guess there's the other part about, do we treat indie studios as better than AAA ones? I don't know if that's necessarily true. They get scrutiny too. It's just, they're smaller. They fly under the radar sometimes.
Yeah, and it's easier to expect more consistent things from smaller studios, because those smaller studios are usually like 1 or 2 people who are the same people each time. Whereas the people making, the Sims, almost none of them were the ones making the first The Sims. So it's just easier to expect consistency.
Okay, so next we're here from B. Traven. "Hey, Mike, quirked up shoddy Minotti and Jeff Grubb. The time between major Nintendo franchise releases has increased, and the general volume of first-party Nintendo games seems to have decreased. I assume that this is a business decision. Like with movies, the math changed at some point, and releasing fewer highly profitable games will make more money then. For example, putting out a mainline Mario game every year or two. What changed? More than that, games are just more expensive and take longer to make. That impacts Nintendo a bit less than a Sony or a Microsoft, making like these giant, always getting bigger open world AAA games. But it still does impact them, right, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, this is Mike's exactly right, and it's like almost not a decision at all. It's like this is the natural outcome of the way games are made today. It's not some conscious thing where they're like, we want to put out fewer, bigger games. It's just, if you want to compete in the market, your games have to be a certain size, and that takes more time. And they definitely wanted to keep making games at the same clip they were, but then they had the tough transition to HD, and that slowed them up. And now here we are.
Hosp says, "Hey yo, dogs. Jeff, did you see that SnowRunner is getting a season 3 of DLC with 4 new maps? A great excuse to ask for more slow runners."
Yes, hey, get the crew together, ask for more slow runners, and we'll do more slow runners. We are getting ready to like put together an idea of like, oh, we're gonna put a bunch of shows in the hopper and get them going over on Giant Bomb. And if people are asking for slow runners, we'll do more slow runners.
Velocity Prime 1 says, "Hello, less smooth men. After last week's show, I just decided to jump into the game I mentioned in the to play pile, and I've been really enjoying Golden Sun. So my question, what's been your favorite game that you put off for an inordinately long time?" This is actually timely. For the Game Mess Game Club, we are playing Resident Evil, the remake of the first one, Jeff, which originally came out for the GameCube. It was a GameCube game first. But
it's Capcom 5.
It's since been ported everywhere, including on Steam. So it's kind of it's HDified and up-resed. And I've been wanting to play this for a while. I missed out on a lot of the pre-Resident Evil 4 games as a kid just because I was a coward. But everyone loved this game back when it came out, and I am kind of more interested in this series. So playing through this now, Jeff, this game is fantastic. It is so good. I don't know if you're planning on playing this one with us.
I want to. I'm finishing up Strider. Again, I just couldn't play games much over the weekend. But I started playing Strider again last night, and then a little bit this morning, and I'm going to finish that up. Then I'm going to play some Resident Evil. I remember loving that game, and then I played Resident Evil 4, and then I played Resident Evil 5 when it came out, and then I kind of fell off of Resident Evil. And now like thinking about it, like, oh, but I love Resident Evil 1. Why wouldn't I go back to that? So I'm like pretty excited.
It works very well on the Steam Deck, by the way.
Of course it
works
does.
Very well. So yeah, I've actually been floored by just how much I have been enjoying this. It's been super. Pre-rendered backgrounds rule, man. This game still looks so cool. Fantastic. We need more pre-rendered backgrounds. I love that.
They need to be they needed to kind of be that GameCube quality though. All the pre-rendered backgrounds from like PlayStation 1 don't look that great anymore.
I don't know. I think they'll still like Final Fantasy like 9's pre-rendered backgrounds.
Okay, that one.
Still look great.
That one probably it's the art really holds up. Final Fantasy 7 looks pretty squishy.
I like the squishiness. We'll see. I think Final Fantasy 7's pre-rendered backgrounds maybe still look good. But
you know what it is? It's bad because when you have the high-res characters. That's when it looks bad.
It looks bad in the remasters because they just blow it up to higher resolution, so it all looks blurry and the characters stand out. Yes, absolutely.
That looks bad, yes.
But that's not a problem here. Like, it's been, I don't know why, but it all looks pretty good. The character models just kind of fit in better. Like this version on Steam, and I imagine the one that you can get on like Xbox and PlayStation right now, those all look really good. I don't know if it's on Switch. It'd be weird if it wasn't, since it was a GameCube game at first. I'd be mad if I couldn't play it there.
Nick G is pointing out it was not in the Capcom 5. Yeah, that was Resident Evil 4, right? And Resident Remake was separate from the Capcom 5.
Were there any in the 5? Yeah, so the Capcom 5 was
Resident Evil 4,
Beautiful Joe,
Piano 3, and then
7.
Yes, and then the other one I can never remember. That was definitely a question on Jeopardy.
Yeah, there's a lot of good Capcom games on the GameCube. That is for sure. But yeah, gosh, I've been really enjoying this. Like, I actually want to go maybe play at least a little bit of the original PlayStation 1 version after this, just kind of for fun to see how that compares. But
sure. You can do that on your Steam Deck too.
I could do that on my Steam Deck. Although I think I have it installed, or I forget if it came with or I just put it on my
Dead Phoenix. Thank you, Nick Sheen. Dead Phoenix. I'll never remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, no one will remember that one. Jeff, was there like an example from you though of a game that was like on your backlog for a long time, then you finally did get around to it?
Nothing recently is coming to mind. I mean, obviously Strider was pretty, but that's not an inordinate amount of time. That was what, like 7 years, 6 years. But I do remember that about 10 years ago is when I finally played. It was probably a little bit more than 10 years ago, but let's just say 10 years. What's Guardian Heroes for the Genesis?
Gunstar Heroes.
Gunstar Heroes, thank you.
Yeah.
Gunstar Heroes, I finally played that and was just like, oh my God, this is just the real follow-up to Contra and so much improved in every way. That's a real Genesis game right there, Mike.
I was about to say, you can't say something nice about Genesis games.
Yes, I can, because Gunstar Heroes fucking rules.
How about for Thursday's Game Mess Hall of Fame, we pick Genesis games?
Hell yeah, I would love that. Okay, yeah, let's do it.
We'll do that. But you know what? Wario World, another GameCube game that like I wanted to try for so long that finally did last year.
Oh yeah,
and that's a good game.
Yeah, Super Mario Strikers, which was one I didn't play much at the time. Played it more recently and really loved it.
I had a bunch of Dragon Quest recently. Yeah, there's all sorts. Dr. Stuss says, "Hello, man of stubble and bed hair. Hope all is well. I just bought another unnecessary accessory. This time, the recently released GameCube style Joy-Con from Nixie. Look at that. He actually got one. Man, I'm incredibly jealous. I think he was actually in my stream. I think somebody was in my stream saying that they got a GameCube Joy-Con thing. I was like, what are you talking about? And today I saw it. I was like, dang it, this looks amazing. What is the most useless and unnecessary accessory in your gaming collection? I don't get a lot of accessories anymore, Jeff. Although I do have that flip grip thing for the Switch, which is like supposed to let you like put the Joy-Cons on the Switch.
I have that too.
I never used it.
I've used it a couple times. I actually wish I could find it. I would play fucking Donkey Kong in Tate mode or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah. Like it's like for like you're supposed to do for like arcade games like that and like Ikaruga.
I'll go get mine. Hang on.
Okay, you do that. I had all the Game Boy bullshit back in the day, like the magnifying glass and the light and like the things that made the buttons bigger for some reason. That was pretty unnecessary stuff there. But I don't know, a lot of the other accessories kind of had a point. I'm sure I could think of some more pretty awful ones. All right, Jeff's back.
Yeah, I got the Cyber Stick for the Sega Genesis Mini 2.
All right.
Yeah.
Have you used it yet?
Not really, no. No, not at all.
I'll take it off your hands someday, maybe, because I love my Genesis Basics. This thing looks awesome.
It's got a USB plug, so I can plug it in the PC. I'll play some weird shit with it.
Oh, that's
what is the is it Virtual On, the one I'm thinking of? I think Virtual On is the one that probably be pretty good with this.
Yeah, Virtual On does use that kind of controller setup. Yeah, exactly. That would be good with that. Screaming Madden says, happy Tuesday, Jeff. I lived in so many states, Grubb, and Mike, Ohio is my only home in Naughty. Did you know that Wario canonically hates Indianapolis and Chicago? I got video evidence below if you want to see. My question is, what do you think Wario's opinion of Cleveland, Columbus, and or Cincinnati are, or his opinion on Ohio? I think he would like Cleveland much more than Columbus and Cincinnati.
Yes,
Jeff.
and I think he would come to Cleveland and he'd be like so happy he wasn't in Pittsburgh. He'd be like, oh, gross.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Because Cleveland, all we do here is make like meat, cheese, and beer. So he'd be pretty. Yeah,
he'd be happy here. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's plenty of trash.
And then I would throw one of these toothpaste tubes at him.
Yeah, Columbus would have too many young hipsters, and then I don't know what they do. Cincinnati may as well be a different state. You hurt EJ's feelings. Now look at that. You're turning off all of our Pittsburgh listeners.
EJ, I have it's a bit. I have a bit going on where I hate Pittsburgh, and it's gonna be my whole thing. So
it's his personality.
Right, my personality is hating Pittsburgh.
Guy.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, it's my only hope to not be the Bubsy guy.
You don't live where I do, which is like right in between Pittsburgh and Cleveland, and there are actually a lot of people whose personality is hating Pittsburgh, and it's very obnoxious. So it's a very fine city. They have the closest cheesecake factory, so hey, can't hate that. The Jet in the Hat says, what do you keep throwing?
Tubes of toothpaste.
How many tubes? I thought I saw you do it once, then I saw you do it again. I'm like, how many miniature tubes of toothpaste do you have? Explain yourself.
What do you mean you don't have 8 tubes of toothpaste in your pockets right now?
No. What are you, a serial killer? Are you brushing the teeth of your victims before you extract them? It would be rude not to. You freak. The Jet in the Hat.
My wife ordered a thing of 3 travel toothpaste things. She opened the box, and there was like 300 in there. And so I took a bunch to put in the bathroom down here, and they were in my pocket. And I'm like going to the bathroom. I'm like, no, you know what? It'll be a pretty good bit. Just keep pulling out toothpaste on the podcast tonight.
Oh, it was planned.
And so I came in here. Yeah, it was premeditated toothpaste.
Yeah, and I'm the psycho because I like Sonic 1.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Jat in the Hat says, evening, gentlemen. If there was a Nintendo-themed streaming service filled with Nintendo-branded shows and movies, what would you call it? And what do you think should be the real? What do you think would be the real title Nintendo calls it? They would just call it Nintendo Plus, to be clear. And it should be called Nintendivision.
Well, that's pretty good.
Nintendivision.
What was the social media platform called?
Miiverse?
Yeah, Miiverse. It's a Mi Video.
TVverse.
TVverse, yeah.
Yeah,
TV, and it's
two eyes.
TVII. Yes, yeah, you got it.
Oh, Nintendflix from Chris isn't bad. That's not bad. Nintendflix. Jeff, this is just to be clear, this is much more of a me problem than it is a problem with the show or anybody who makes it or anybody who writes about it. But I don't know why I'm like already so tired of hearing about how good The Last of Us show is.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
and the reviews are like pretty good, but like if you go look at Metacritic, it's not even like really the top rated show anytime
really?
recently. It's got like an 84 out of 100, and there's a lot of shows recently that had like 95s, 96s. So it's like, yeah, it seems pretty good, but whatever. And go enjoy it. Everyone go enjoy it. That's fine.
It's just another wave of hearing about how great Last of Us is. I'm like, yes, I know. I know The Last of Us is good. Hey,
Yep.
they did. Okay, next one here from Jeremy Biff. Hello, Mike, Male, Beanie Feldstein. Who's Beanie Feldstein? Minotti.
That's the girl from that movie.
Yeah? Yeah, Toothpaste Boys? That who that is?
Yep. It's
All
what's his name's sister. Am I helpful?
Is it? Let me guess. My guess here is why would it be Ferris Bueller? The last name would be Bueller. Jonah Hill's sister?
Jonah Hill's sister. Yeah, there we go.
And what? Super bad?
No, what? No. His real actual sister.
Oh, it's real. Actually, this is a real person.
This is a real person.
Okay. And you're Jeff Midwest Steven Adams Grubb. Who's Steven Adams?
Yeah. What's the Midwest?
What's the Midwest? What would be worse? Mike voicing a mascot tutorial character like Teddy, the Rotom Dex, or a Zelda companion, or Jeff voicing a bad Sony protagonist that's always talking to themselves and spoiling puzzles like Aloy, Kratos, or Nathan Drake. This is funny because I just said on my stream today while playing Resident Evil, because like there was a computer voice. I said it was my dream to get cast to voice a computer in a video game someday.
I like it. You'd be very good at that. Yeah.
Yeah. So someday,
you could like a snarky computer. Absolutely.
Snarky. Yeah,
annoying.
The room's gonna self-destruct soon. Look out! Hey, if you want to avoid the self-destruct, you got to pull that lever.
Yeah, and then hey, look, there's a ladder over there, and I bet I could climb that ladder.
Oh yeah,
I guess I should get on that ladder, huh?
Yeah. Which way? I guess people have to tell us which one they think is more annoying.
Yeah.
Casual says, "Dear Jeff, is greasy thwomp a slur? Grubb and Mike, Jeff, this is just fucking poggers, Minotti. Do either of you play video game music while driving? I know Jeff has mentioned how his kids love it when he blasts Cruise and Blast, but what about something a bit more on the nose, like this?" He links to I want to take you for a ride.
I want to take you for a ride. I want to take you for a ride.
That's a good stuff. I want to take for a ride. I listen to tons of video game music in the car. A lot of stuff on Spotify. Some stuff I really want to listen to. It's not there. I'll even pull it up on YouTube instead. But yeah, I listen to plenty of video game music. Jeff does it, and it's actually very dangerous and reckless when he does it. When I tell him to stop, he tells me he's just built differently and that it doesn't matter and it's okay for him to endanger himself and others.
I stare him right in the eyes for up to an entire mile. While holding the wheel over here. Absolutely. Holding the wheel with my knees, excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Do you listen to a lot of video game music in the car?
I don't listen to a ton of music in the car, mostly because these days it is Frosty on repeat still, because we got the DVD of Frosty, and they're watching it back there.
But they're still watching it off-season?
Off-season, yeah. It's
Have
anime.
You tried
they
to
just love
explain
anime.
To them?
No, they don't care. They want Frosty right now. They'll get over it eventually. I'll put the Mario cartoon back in. But and then when I'm not, I'm like usually listening to podcasts. So, but if I'm listening to music, a lot of times, yeah, it's gonna be video game music.
See, I have like a lot of like 5 to 10 minute drives because everything's so close that I don't usually listen to podcasts in the car because it's just sort of annoying to start and stop like that. So just getting a few songs in is pretty good for me. Who even knows anymore? Says, hello, Jeff, dude love Grubb, and Mike, I like Sonic 1 more than Super Mario World. Minionati. What power would a Kirby get if he ate a Yoshi? What would happen if a Yoshi ate a Kirby? They would just implode into a black hole and the world would end.
Yeah, it'd be that scene from the end of Time Cop.
Yeah, exactly. Sewer Link says, hello, Mike and Grubb. Welcome to the next year of Team V UGA football comparisons. If you had to download just one video game soundtrack and listen to it for a week straight, what would it be? Ooh, just one. Ridge Racer Type 4 came to mind immediately. That is just so smooth. That's very easy listening for a week. There's a lot of good amount of tracks there. That would just go right by. So yeah, I'm gonna Ridge Racer Type 4, just an absolutely insane top tier soundtrack.
I'd probably do like Street Fighter 2 or something.
Yeah, that's also just pretty good.
Exactly. It's kind of the same kind of thing.
Octa says, greeting, Jeff. I am now mortal without my hair, Grubb. And Mike, only my first child will be a mainline Minotti. The others will be spin-offs. Which of these forgotten mechanics would you like to see in more games? I Am Alive's empty gun bluffing. Enemies don't know how many bullets you have. I didn't know that was a thing. That's pretty cool. Spec Ops The Line, evolving combat barks that reflect the emotional state of the characters. I don't think any other games have done this. I need to play Spec Ops The Line someday. Or Westerado's ability to pull a gun on any NPC. May your scalps shine on forever. I don't quite understand Spec Ops The Lines. That one from iAlive sounds really neat. You could bluff with an empty gun. Like, you should be able to bluff with an empty gun. That should be a thing in every video game, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how guns work. They're scary.
Spec Ops The Line's like the things that they like shout while you're fighting in combat. They like become more deteriorated as you see more and more combat and more like messed up things on the battlefield.
Interesting. Gigantus42 says, good evening, Mike. You are charging me how much after I let you stick a camera in my butt, Minotti? And Jeff, I put the mess in Game Mess Grubb. I am excited to join the producer channel after listening to all of you for 2022. My question this week, now that it is 10 days from launch, what is your excitement level for Fire Emblem Engage? I personally haven't been this excited for games since Soul Hackers 2, which I know will have you judge by taste in games. Appreciate all you both do. Thank you so much, Gigantus.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for joining the channel, by the way. Really appreciate that. Look, I mean, I feel like I'm like poo-pooing on people's parade or yucking their yum there. I'm skeptical of Engage. I'm still skeptical of it. There were some previews, and like the previews seemed positive on like a surface level. Then you read it, and everyone's like, yeah, the story seems like it might be bad, but it's fun and looks pretty. I was like, well, I always thought it would still play like Fire Emblem, and like I'm glad it looks nice. Aside from, I don't know, I hate saying something could be too bright and colorful, but it looks very bright and colorful. I'm remaining healthfully skeptical, and you know, I don't have to review the game anyway, so then we'll see what reviews look like and what have you. I'd be shocked if like this came out and I played it and I was like, this is better than Three Houses, just because I thought Three Houses was great in a lot of ways, and this, you know, even the previews are saying this is not Three Houses.
Yeah, I'm like trying to think of a good corollary to what this game feels like. I am excited. I am ready for more Fire Emblem. I always like Fire Emblem. It's no Advance Wars, but nothing's going to be Advance Wars apparently ever again.
Not even Advance Wars.
And not even Advance Wars. But it's Fire Emblem, and I'm excited for it. But it does kind of feel like the weird, wacky album from the band you like, right? Or like a Sammy.
Is this like when Metallica did that album with Lou Reed?
Yes, or like when Sammy Hagar took over, whatever, the Jump band. Now I'm bad with names because I've been coughing so much I have brain damage. But yeah, Lou Reed's Metallica.
That's maybe a bit that's a bit rough. That's a bit mean. That's a terrible album.
But I mean, it just like has that sense about it. Like, I mean, it's obviously going to be better than all of those examples because it's still going to be a Fire Emblem game underneath. But it just feels like, hey, we did this and we did this. Could we try to do another one that's like as well-rounded with its characters and storytelling as Three Houses or even Awakening? It's like, well, no, why don't we just go in a different direction and be weird? That's kind of what it feels like they're doing.
Be fan servicey.
Van Halen. Thank you, Pablo.
Van servicey. Van Halen fan
Service.
service.
Van Halen
Yeah.
service.
We did it. Chaos Buckaroo says, howdy, fellas. Looking at the games I played in 2022, I realized I spent an entire month putting about 10 hours each into 3 games. Live Alive, KOTOR, and Luigi's Mansion 3 that I didn't really enjoy. I wish I had spent that time on Xenoblade 3 because now I don't know when I can get around to it. Do you have any instances where you wish you had played something else in hindsight? I think I said last week on one of our shows that like if I had a resolution, it's to kind of let myself not beat games if I'm not feeling them, if I want to give up. I mean, I think I reviewed it, so I had to, but I kind of wish I like didn't have to beat Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because that was a lot of time to dump into that thing, which I wasn't entirely vibing with. But I don't know, even like beating a mediocre bad game, I think there's some value there.
Yeah.
It all kind of just helps that knowledge base. So I never think that much about it or that poorly of it.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to say anything about you not liking Live Alive or KOTOR or Luigi's Mansion 3. Those are all 3 good games. Shame on you. All my opinions are good. This guy's, though, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's rough. But I usually end up just bouncing out off on games. Like Mike was saying, like, I mean, if I'm not feeling something or if I get it and it's not, and I don't expect too many things to change, I'll usually leave. So I tend to not feel that way. There's like this weird thing happening on Twitter, on gaming Twitter, where the people are like, some people don't even like to beat video games. And I'm like, what do you think that means? What do you think you're saying here? I just don't. Like, it's people just it's all play at the end of the day, and I don't know what you think you're accomplishing here.
You cheated yourself in the game.
Yes, it seems like that. I'm like, guys, you don't get a special. I mean, I guess you do. You get your platinum trophy I mean,
well, those aren't real.
Yeah, those aren't real. Exactly.
Evil Janice says, hello, potentially uncultured swine. Have you read a book recently-ish? Specifically one that hasn't already been turned into a video game that you think would make great material for a game? And if so, what kind of game would it be? I listen to a lot of audiobooks, but never fiction. They're always nonfiction these days. I just watched a vid. There's a YouTube channel called Sean Shawnson. He does a lot of PlayStation 1 stuff. It's very good. And he just had a video about I didn't know, Philip K. Dick, the Blade Runner guy. Like, apparently his best novel is called Ubik and never got turned into a movie. He even wrote a screenplay for it, but it didn't get made. But they did make a PC and PlayStation 1 game based off of it. Yeah. It's been apparently not very good. But that's wild to me that what's considered this famous author's best novel never got made into a movie, but it's a fucking PlayStation 1 game. That's incredible.
Yeah, that is.
I don't know. I think you're the same. I don't think you're reading. Well, you read a lot of Star Wars books. Are there any of those that you're oh, this should have been a game?
I mean, the High Republic stuff has got a lot of cool stuff in it that's obviously could make for a good game. But I'm at a certain point, they either need to be really high budget or they need to be really sort of fun and indie-ish, and then you can't fully capture what's cool about the High Republic stuff. But if they were to, I mean, obviously they are making a High Republic game, but it's being made by Quantic Dream, and I don't know if I really believe that's ever going to actually come out. But it's a good setting. They got this a cool enemy called the Nihil, where they have this power where they can find secret paths through hyperspace that only they can use, and it enables them to do these raids on more civilized society. And it's it'd be cool to see how the Jedi outposts that have to deal with this can prepare and get parts of these worlds ready for attacks and stuff like that. That could really be a cool game, but I don't ever expect them to do anything like that.
Bench JC says, hello, Jeff. Fancy critic picks already on Gaming Leaks and Rumors Grubb. Did you see that?
What happened? What?
Somebody on Gaming Leaks and Rumor posted what games you thought were coming out this year just based on your fantasy critic picks.
They really did that. Did they really do that?
I mean, they didn't say as much, but what was it? It was oh, Jeff thinks that Blake and Blake is coming out this year. But either he or a mod deleted the thread. It didn't take it off.
God, thank you.
But it was very funny.
God, those mods. I gotta give them a thanks.
And Mike is wrong about Sonic 1 being better than Mario World and Minotti. Hope you all had a good weekend. What's your favorite piece of Nintendo music? Maybe an idea for Nintendogs question of the week. I think it was a topic way early on in the show at some point, or at least soundtrack. Maybe not specific song. And now I'm paralyzed by fear trying to think one. How about we go Sticker Bush Symphony from Donkey Kong Country 2? That is just that's an absolute jam. We'll go with that one today.
Yep.
Do
If I have one, it's tough, but I mean, what's the underwater one from Donkey Kong Country?
Aquatic Ambience.
Yes, Aquatic Ambience. I'll go with that. We'll go Donkey Kong Country strong on this podcast.
We'll go to the two moody, slower songs from the Donkey Kong Country games. I like it. How'd your Fantasy Critic draft go, by the way?
Pretty good. I mean, I was right there in the middle, so I kind of had like I felt. I mean, I guess everyone feels like they have the worst side of the snake, but I got Hellblade 2 and Dragon Age, Dragon Force, whatever the fuck it's called. Dragon Age,
the wolf something.
Dreadwolf, yeah. And I'm sure that's why people wanted to post stuff. It's like, there's a chance, but I don't necessarily think it's a guarantee that those are the games I'm going to cash in on. And then my first one was Street Fighter 6. So I'm like,
that's a good one.
I feel pretty good about Street Fighter 6. I think there's a chance one of those other games could hit. And then I am ready to like keep on top of the free agency period, especially after E3. I'm like ready to like just see like what things are looking like for the second half of this year. When of course Xbox will have no games, but I mean,
I'm a little worried because I got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in the last round. I was like a little lower the draft list. It's like, well, this is available, and I think it's coming out this year. And when you Google it, it says holiday, or it says winter 2022, and then you read deeper into it. They kind of said next winter, so that could be 2023. So I'm a little nervous about that. But I got Mina the Hollower and Pikmin 4. I feel good about that.
Those are good.
Some people, Sean, was like, "Oh, Pikmin 4 is not coming out this year."
A lot of people said that. A lot of people feel, and I'm like, that's weird because they're just like 2023. Like that's what they said, and it made it feel very much like that's the game other than Zelda that's coming out this year.
Right. I guess some people they haven't showed very much of it. I was like, they haven't showed much of Zelda either. That's coming out in like 3 months. Like that's just Nintendo right now.
Yeah, that does. I think that's coming out this year. But you did get a lot of shit for the Final Fantasy one, so I mean, but
I did. Well, and you pointed out like I guess I always thought that was like their like late release from Square Enix, kind of like what Crisis Core was this year. So
I think I personally think at this point when Japanese publishers say winter, like next winter, I think they mean that the year in which winter begins. And
okay, I like this
because that's what happened. I've seen multiple Japanese companies do that now. They don't mean like February, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know what? Real quick, the results from last week's or from last year's Fantasy Critic. I meant to like actually read this for everybody. Benji Bob gave me the winners for the Game Mess Critics League. Congratulations to publisher Project Chaos Sharp FE. A fragmentary passage with new funky mode and Knuckles from the DMC series games managed by Beefhammer, who won with a score of 64.49. And in the last of the Critic Dogs, congratulations to publisher Crystal Dynamics. And of course, that's Crystal with a K.
That's Sean, isn't
managed
it?
by Turbo Sean, who won with a score of 72.23.
Yeah.
This also makes Sean our overall winner. Leaky Games, managed by Jeff, scored 30.23 points, which placed him 18th overall. Play to Have Fun, which is probably what you did here, managed by Mike, scored 21.66, which placed him at 25th overall.
Not very good.
Yep. Listen, we're going to do better this year.
Was that dead last, or were there other people?
It can't be dead last because between the two sides, there's like 40 people playing.
All right. I also was not dead last in fantasy football. We have a winner there too, right?
Yes. Let's see. It was Low Rule, I believe. Low Rule won.
Because he beat you in the finals, right?
Beat me in the championship. Yep. And we waited. What we did was because we were waiting for Josh Allen to finish his game on Monday night, and then that game got canceled because DeMar Hamlin got injured and went to the hospital, and they canceled that game. We decided to carry over the next week and just whatever Josh Allen scored that game, we would count that. But he did not get the 35 points I needed, which he was just never really going to do. So,
no.
Yep.
All right. Next question here is from Ain't No Stoppin' the Boppin'. It says, woof woof to my dogs. Let's enter the speculation zone. Assume there's a Switch 2, whatever it may be called. What are the odds they stay with a very similar form factor versus making it closer to the Steam Deck ergonomically? More specifically, do you think they'll make the Joy-Cons deeper to incorporate more standard thumbsticks or even Hal effect ones, or make it more comfortable to hold? Thanks as always. Have a great week. I imagine it's going to be closer to looking like the original Switch than to a Steam Deck. Granted, to me, a Steam Deck looks quite a bit like a Switch already. So
yeah,
a lot beefier.
Steam Deck is x86, and it requires a little bit more cooling.
What's an x86?
x86 is like basically classic PC architecture. Just think about it this way: x86, big PC, shrunk down. The Switch, little phone, blown up.
I get you.
So
I gotcha.
One does not need as much cooling as the other, and it's the Switch. So they're going to make a smaller form factor just because it's cheaper. I mean, at a certain point, it's cheaper. You can put more on shelves, more on shipping containers. They will make it thinner, and they think that's probably what people want as well. Did we mention that the GameCube Joy-Con things from Nix's or whatever has Hall effect analog sticks?
I remember that right when they said that too. Yeah. So, gosh, I want one.
Man.
I need it.
No more Joy-Con drift. Jeez.
Yep. Then from Mr. Bowler here says, another happy Tuesday to the Nintendogs. I was at a store this weekend when I saw these sodas for sale with King of Fighter characters on them. I was curious what the hell these were, and when I got home, I looked up the brand QDOL, saw that they had done a line of Pokemon branded sparkling waters, including the most logical flavor for Squirtle, sea salt cheese. The fuck? My question is, what video game series would you want to see made into sodas next? And would you drink a garlic flavored soda if Wario was on the can? Yes, but only if Wario was. Yep. Did you remember there was like Mario sodas when we were kids? That was like a thing. I remember getting those at like KB Toy Store or something.
Yeah, I don't know if I remember that. I don't think I saw those ever.
Yeah, I think that's also. I think it's very funny to have May from King of Fighter on a soda can because that does make everybody thirsty.
Yeah, it does look like you're drinking like a soda, a special soda from the gas station behind the glass that's supposed to give you a really rock hard boner.
Right, it's that booty juice or whatever.
Booty
from,
juice. Yeah.
Well, yeah, what's cereal? I don't know. What's a good franchise I should have? I think F-Zero blends itself to sodas really well.
That'd be good. Yeah, it's like
all those characters.
Cartoony characters seem like they really would work for this.
Yeah,
I don't know. Pokemon and a fighting game are already kind of perfect.
Puffy Cloud Gamer says, hello, Beef Squad. Is it bad that I prefer Celeste and Yoshi's Island over any 2D Mario or Sonic? Oh, no. God,
That's
no.
not
Celeste
weird.
and Yoshi's Island
That's fine.
Are great. I mean, I think Yoshi's Island might be the best 2D platformer ever.
At least you're right about Yoshi's Island. Jesus Christ.
Look, to be clear, nothing I'm saying is disparaging Mario World, which, well, you know, like, I like the 3D Mario's way more than the 2D Mario's.
We get it.
Like,
yes.
Mario World is still my favorite one, but I just like the Sonic games. I like the Sonic Genesis games, but Yoshi's Island is certainly the best 16-bit 2D platformer.
Also, Celeste is incredible. It is so good. Yeah.
It's so fun.
No, and you're all good with that take.
Yeah. Breadfish says, hey, Jeff and Mike, happy Tuesday. With Persona 3 Portable getting its release on modern consoles here soon. And you see they're coming to Game Pass too, both of those. How about that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The debate over originals versus remasters has reignited, as many Persona fans consider Persona 3 Portable to be inferior to the PlayStation 2 version. Remasters often come with a lot of quality of life improvements, but assuming all things being equal, meaning you just happen to have a copy of the game handy through whatever means necessary, they ever feel like newcomers are depriving themselves of something by going straight into the remaster. Thanks, Nintendogs, and hope you have a good week. This makes me think of that Tales of Symphonia remaster, which is... So with Tales of Symphonia, it came out on GameCube, right? 60 frames per second. Then they ported it to PlayStation 2 later, but because the PlayStation 2 wasn't as strong, like that version had to be 30 frames per second. And then when they brought it to Wii later, I think, in like a 2-pack with the sequel game, they based it off the PlayStation 2 version, so it ran at 30 frames per second. And now this remaster is based on the PlayStation 2 version again, and somehow still 30 frames per second. And that's just bananas to me. That if you're going to play a remastered GameCube game that's going to run worse than it did on the GameCube, that seems like a crime. So that's like a weird. Usually, I don't think it's too much of a problem. Like even with some of the Final Fantasies, though, we talked about this a bit. I don't like the way those PlayStation 1 remaster games just have like these really clean, almost look like they've been like buffed or what's that word, like shined, and like they kind of stand out against the old pre-rendered backgrounds in a really ugly way. So that's like a problem there. But yeah, for Persona, I actually like Persona 3 Portable more than the PlayStation 2 version. The PlayStation 2
a lot of people
version,
are like kind of can pick or leave, or not pick or leave, but like have a preference there. But some people do prefer portable.
Well, I'm pretty sure you can't actually control your party members in the PlayStation 2 version. That was something they added in Persona 4 and then in Persona 3 Portable. So, and I understand, like whatever else, you kind of want to have that.
Yeah.
But man, there's rumors that they're going to remake Persona 3, and maybe that'll become the definitive version. We'll see.
Yeah, for me, it's you're not really missing out, but it's like you're not we're not the same. If you played Link's Awakening for the Switch, I'm not gonna tell anybody to go back and go play the Game Boy version. Just play the Switch version, absolutely. But it is a different experience, and you maybe are missing out a little bit if you're not going through that whole lineage.
Big Tony says, hi, or my dogs. He says, my dogs. I took a week off of work to celebrate my birthday. Nice. As much as I wanted to start Xenoblade series, I instead decided to run through Mega Man 1 through 11 this past weekend. Here we go. You're my boy, Big Tony. Is there a game franchise that you guys just always go back to replay it regardless of how big the backlog gets? Thanks. Yes, and it is Mega Man 1 through 11. I like to replay those games quite a lot. So actually... that'll be it. Big Tony, get back to me. Let me know which one was your favorite from 1 through 11.
I go back to the Super Mario Brothers games. Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, 3, and World.
Jeff, you could be playing something that's better.
Oh my God, you got to shut your whore mouth.
Jamie H1224 says, finally got around to watching H Bomber Guy's video on the Roblox oof. And wow, Tommy Tallarico sure is unhinged.
Yes, he is.
That's incredible. If you haven't seen that video, it's incredible. In that vein, what would be a gaming Guinness World Record you'd give yourself and constantly brag about? Yeah, I should get like an actual stupid plaque for being a top 100 player in the world at Neon White at one point in time.
I should just
be really obnoxious.
Yeah, for Astro's Playroom, I should get fastest games journalist in the world. I think I could probably get them to do that one. Of course, you give them $10,000. It seems like they'll give you whatever. So.
that literally is how it works. Pablo Cost says, happy Tuesday, short-haired dogs. Is Mikey getting the Return to Monkey Island Collector's edition for Switch? This thing does look pretty cool, but no, I spent a lot of money once when they released a box special edition of Secret of Monkey Island that came with like the Sega CD version. So there's only so many Monkey Island physical special editions that I can buy. Because they made like another one later that had like all the games in it, and even then I was like, I already got the one. Like this is getting silly. But no, I'm gonna have to say no to this one. But it looks really nice. Anybody who gets it, I'm sure will be happy. Clank says, "Hello, boys who have much beef with cheese. What happened to kart racers? I thought I just saw something about Emoji Kart today. They're making kart racers still.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I can check the gamer browser for you.
There's that Garfield one. I mean, there's part of the problem, like, first Mario Kart happened, and then everybody's like, oh, we want to get on this. Let's make competitors. And then none of them hit super well. Like, Crash does fine. But guess what keeps doing really well is Mario Kart, to the point where it just becomes like one of the best-selling video games ever, and who's going to compete with that? But people do. We had that Final Fantasy one last year, and it was like, bad, but they did it.
This is out today, apparently, or maybe tomorrow. Kart Rider Drift. Nice. I guess so. There you go. There's another kart racer.
Oh, that doesn't look too bad. This looks familiar. Is this like a series?
I don't know.
Some Nexon thing.
I mean, it's Kart Rider Drift, so I'm gonna bet I bet it is like a mobile game or something.
Yeah. Lenny, Cool Dick Denver says, "Hey Mike, Whopper, Junior, Double, Triple Whopper, Minotti, and Jeff. I am 65 years old. Grubb. What is the likelihood that Sega actually remembers that consoles that came out after the Genesis/Mega Drive and release a collection or something? Like, will we see a collection during the PlayStation 5 and Series X's lifetime?" I mean, Genesis always happens because, especially in Europe and in America, the Genesis was very popular over here, and there's still nostalgia around that, and they're still able to make money from that. And it's also very easy to emulate Genesis for them. And it's just much more difficult with Saturn and Dreamcast.
BK, have it your way. All right, I'm sorry. He got the song.
Who's your favorite BK Kids Kid Club kid?
Vid Kid or whatever. The guy with the glasses. Is that right? Or wait.
Was that the main guy? Yeah.
I like the black kid with the flat top.
I liked Wheels.
Don't sound clip that.
Jeff, promise me that if I ever lose the ability to walk and have to use a wheelchair, that you nickname me Wheel.
Yes, of course I will. Of course I will.
There's the incredible commercial, and I think it was in front of my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze VHS tape, which was the most important thing I owned as a kid. And it was like them like drawn over, or it was like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. They were animated over a Burger King kitchen, and it was just magic. It was so good.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. But yeah, Jeff, you tell me, like, is it just emulation, and the fact that it's just not as popular that we're not getting like Sega Saturn and Dreamcast collections from Sega?
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit more difficult, and
same thing about GameCube. We were kind of talking about, I guess, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it's I mean, listen, it's just like at a certain point, these things drop off a cliff pretty fast in terms of return on investment. So yeah.
It's too bad because I like both the Saturn and the Dreamcast a lot. There are a lot of like cool games that to be discovered on the systems. I think especially even the Saturn. The Dreamcast kind of got like a lot of Dreamcast had like the GameCube thing happen almost immediately after it died, right? So GameCube kind of got a lot of exposure amongst the very hardcore. Saturn's got some cool stuff.
Absolutely. Hi, Rachel. My children's favorite book right now is the Little Golden Book of the Golden Girls. They call it the book where they eat cheesecake. So I thought you might like that.
That's adorable. Juan Gifts says, "Hey, Jeff, Thelma Grubb, and Mike Luis Minotti. I think all the 2D Marios are bad. Why does Mario take 12 steps forward when he lands? I hate having to correct his momentum constantly. Are there any beloved games that you just do not get the love for?" Well, Sonic has even better physics. There's like hills and stuff too. He can slide down.
It does.
I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind that.
Have better physics, you monster!
God. Oh my god!
I will kill you. I will literally kill you.
Look, I don't mind. I don't mind quote unquote slippery platformer controls. There's that. Then there's Mega Man where he like will stop on the dime when you let go of the thing, and it works good for more action platformers. I think, or you know. You could play a Crash Bandicoot or something, which kind of has that feel to it too, but with more platforming things going on.
Yeah, if you need your solution to this, go play the new the recent Rayman games, which you jump up in the air and you're gonna land and you're gonna stick exactly where you land, and it actually still feels good despite that, which is my thing. I like the platformers that have momentum; those feel right to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, for Jeff, I guess the answer to your question would be Sonic. In terms of beloved games you just don't get the love for, and Kingdom Hearts. Wow, Jeff, you sure are a monster.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work on me.
I give GoldenEye a lot of shits. I guess I'll stick by that. I don't quite even. We kind of came up again. We were doing our Mount Rushmore of FPS. There's still some people like, how can GoldenEye not be there? And I'm kind of like, how could it be? But I mean, again, I want to play it again when that remaster finally comes out.
I mean, my answer. I mean, I guess I get it. It's because it's expensive. But I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, right. I like Red Dead Redemption.
I know you do.
But I also get it. I get it.
Yep.
The Uncharted Wolf says, "Hey, Jeff, knew what Atomic Heart was. Rare Jeff when Grubb. And Mike didn't know what Atomic Heart was. Common Mike L. Minotti." Wow. As I was playing Death Stranding, I couldn't explain what made it so special and amazing to me. That is until I had that moment. I was using the zipline network. Me and other players crafted together through the mountaintops to get back to Hartman while caring for my BB, and the song Rolling Over played quietly in the background. This was the moment that solidified what I loved about this game and how it affected me. Did you guys have a similar experience with another game where you realize what made it special for you? I mean, this isn't the same vein. I think I'm just thinking about this because you said Red Dead Redemption, but talking about songs playing, like it is making me think about when you go into Mexico and Red Dead Redemption and that cool song plays and how really impactful that is. Like that is probably like what made that more of like, oh, this is like, I like this more than I like Grand Theft Auto. This is neat too. Oh, this is like a game I like a lot. This is something I'll like think about if you ask me what is, one of my 50 favorite games ever.
Yeah, my experience is pretty similar, Wolf, where I would spend a really long time trying to get these two trucks out of the mud in SnowRunner, and like kind of get to a point where either I'm going to give up, but I'm going to bring one more truck in here, and we're going to put it over by this tree, and it's kind of a smaller truck, but I think if I can winch it here and then winch it there, I can get it out of here, and then getting both trucks out and pulling them off and having that really satisfying feeling of the last tire of the 18-wheeler sort of coming out of the mud and getting back up on dry land and being able to drive freely again. It's like so satisfying after hours and hours of work. It's definitely one of those games where it's like, oh, that's where. Or when I got a big explosion in Heart Space Shipbreaker when I accidentally cut open a hull before it was depressurized and it blew up the nuclear reactor and it just shot me off into space. I'll never get over how cool that was because the explosion happened and I'm like, my back is turned to it, and then my computer takes forever to load the next frame because it's trying to like calculate where everything just exploded off to. And I'm kind of like turning around at 1 frame a second, and then you just turn, and it's like so bright right in your eyes. It was an incredible moment.
Next one here is from Vision, who says, as someone who enjoys The Last of Us, is the prestige marketing of the IP the other end of the John Romero is going to make you his bitch spectrum? Like, it's just at the opposite end of the pendulum swing. It will swing back eventually, or are more big games going to be marketed like this? It's people who have grown up with games, are getting older and maturing. I think this is pretty special to The Last of Us. Last of Us, like, hit that sweet spot of still being very mainstream because of who made it and what kind of game that it is, but of like feeling more prestigious because, like, you know, it didn't have characters talking about asses the whole time or something like that, right? It's just mature enough without having to, you know, be so mature that it's not going to appeal to a wider audience.
Yeah, I think that's right.
G-Man Sir says, hey, Jeff, I'd like to rub Grubb and Mike going on a flashing spree, Miss Naughty. Which Nintendo characters would buy Twitter Blue? Wario would buy Twitter Blue for sure.
I think Kid Icarus, or whatever his name is. What's his name?
Pitt. You think Pitt would buy Twitter Blue?
Yeah, I would. I do.
Is it because he's a simp for Palutena?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He definitely thinks Elon Musk's boring company is like a real thing.
He thinks Tesla's really cool.
Yeah.
I'd be a simp for Palutena. Fish and Love says, what's up, Jeff? Honorary Minotti Grubb and Mike Minotti Exile Minotti-ish. Apart from Zelda, I think the Bow Network Legacy Collection is my most anticipated Switch game this year. Is the Bow Network series one that you guys have any fondness for? Sadly, it does not give Mega Man X vibes. You know, we got a super chat.
Yeah, I'm saving my answer for the super chat.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll wait till we get the super chat to get a little bit more into that. But yeah, I am looking forward to this collection. I think it's gonna be
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna like go through all of it, but it'll be a good time. Bayleaf Moon says, hey Mike, why do I give short man energy? And Jeff, what a cute little man Grubb. I'm currently playing through Pokemon Arceus in Japanese as I'm studying Japanese, and it is the best podcast game I've ever played. What other games do you boys love to sit down with a podcast and enjoy the pure gameplay? I used to do this a lot with World of Warcraft. Not so much with Final Fantasy 14 because there is so much story in Final Fantasy 14 a lot of time. But when I'm just doing like my daily dungeon at Final Fantasy 14, a lot of time I'll do that while I listen to Jeff's show or Giant Bombcast or what have you. So MMOs basically for me.
I would do this during like Call of Duty, but like a lot of the kinds of games I like are ones where I can listen to podcasts, some like Trials and you know Astro's Playroom. When I was doing that, I was listening to a lot of podcasts. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons I like the blue collar games like Snow Runners and Heart Space Shipbreaker, because it is the kind of game where it's like just doing manual labor. I can go out here, do my job, listen to podcasts, which is a thing I used to do when I did do those kinds of jobs. So it's like I almost have a fondness for it. So yeah.
Keywork says, sup Nintendo homies, did you take a look at the Super Nintendo World menu for Hollywood? I implore you to throw up a poll for it. What's more appetizing, Mario Burger or Luigi Burger? Yes, and here it is. We got the Mario Burger and Luigi Burger right here. Jeff, the Mario Burger is a burger patty with bacon, mushroom, and cheese. You get a little Mario hat on there and a Mario mustache burnt into the top bun. That's nice. Luigi Burger, green bell pepper pesto and grilled chicken. That's got the Luigi hat and the Luigi mustache. Well, Jeff, we could do a poll here, but one of these ain't even a burger. The Luigi Burger is a chicken sandwich. It's not even like a chicken burger, which can be a thing.
Luigi's such a chicken. Even his burger's one. I mean,
we can make a chicken burger. You make a chicken meat patty. This is just a grilled chicken breast.
I mean, yeah, okay. If you're asking me to be offended, I am absolutely.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah. So I don't know about that. Although I like pesto.
Mario Burger is haram. Like, awesome.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look, their theme park burgers are probably both very okay. There's some other exciting. Toadstool cheesy garlic knots looks good.
Ooh.
Oh, super mushroom soup with Wait, what's this? Whoa! Chef Toad short rib special.
Oh,
is that
sounds good.
Hell yeah! Oh, this place looks. Oh, I'm so freaking excited. Oh, hell yeah! We got to go before E3.
Okay. Yeah. Hell yeah! Let's go.
We'll be there. We'll just go.
Let's just go.
Great. We'll just go. It'll be great.
All right.
Ooh, let's go. All right. That's it for those questions. Thank you so much, everybody. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we will read super chats. We will talk about the topic this week. Which game would you disfigure yourself for? And all sorts of other fun stuff. So stay tuned. We'll be RB.
I hit the wrong button.
I'm going potty.
Yep. Sounds good.
The naughty potty.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm sick, man. I don't know. I want it to go away, but it's not COVID. I took a test yesterday, and I'm just like waiting for it to come back positive, and it came back like so negative. Like not even a hint, not even a little bit of a line. I was like, really? Come on, man. Like at least I just want to know what I have. I don't know, man. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's honestly just a cough, though, at this point. It's cough and then the ear infection, which I don't even know if it's related or the ear infection is causing the cough. But I've been on antibiotics for a couple of days straight now, and you think that would just clear it up pretty quickly. But I guess we'll see.
You're old. It takes longer for your body to heal.
That's a good
you
one,
get a
Jake.
debuff.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably what it is. How is Mike allowed to say this stuff on a Nintendo podcast? It's a really good question, Em and Goldie. Maybe he shouldn't be.
He's on his Joker era.
Yeah, I need to create a penalty box button where I just hit the button and it just puts him in a muted penalty box.
Oh, man. Cracked myself up so hard I started coughing.
Sounds like you're dying too. Let's all die together.
I'm fine. I survived COVID.
Yeah, I guess so. Nothing can kill you now.
I survived it twice, baby.
You got that too? It's an Ohio thing, Elijah? Well, damn. Am I Batman? I mean, listen, I am Batman. Yeah, I was gonna say I can't say
Batman? I'm Batman.
I am Batman.
I'm Batman.
That's one of the things I remember most from that Michael Keaton Batman movie. Is him just practicing to himself. I am Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Yeah. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
The best Batman. If you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, Goldie, that's the right
Who's the
move.
best Batman?
What's the best Batman?
Yeah. I guess.
Are you asking who's the best Batman or what's the best movie?
It's different. Those are two
I mean, obviously
questions.
the best one's George Clooney.
Oh yeah, Batman and Robin with the nipples. Let's fucking go. You know how it is. No, you know how we rock.
I really
here.
like Batman Forever with Val Kilmer.
Oh, the one, that's pretty good. The one with the TV, the like control your thoughts through the TV. That's the one, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, with Riddler. Yeah.
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 Man, superhero movies used to be fun. Apparently, they're making a penguin. A penguin show about the penguin from that last Batman movie.
Yeah, it probably will. I mean, isn't it? It's what's his name, right? It's Tom.
It's the Irish guy. What's his name?
Yeah, Tom Holland. No, Tom Arnold. It's not Tom Arnold. I know that much.
I'm back.
Hello.
What's your favorite Batman?
Me?
No movie. Batman.
Christian Bale.
Oh, you fucking simp.
Oh, give me a break.
I know. I don't know. I'm just joking. I love Christian Bale too. Yeah.
I mean, those are the movies I like the best. Too. Sorry, it's like that doesn't even matter how good a job he does. Those are just the movies I like.
My favorite genre of YouTube videos is guy who's still really mad at those Christian Bale Batman movies and loves Zack Snyder. That's always good entertainment.
That's good.
Oh my God.
It's good to never get that
person. You just made that person out. There's no way they exist.
Honestly, I'll see if I can find him. I know how to find him. I look for a certain slur combined with the word Marvel, and and his YouTube videos always come up because his YouTube channels keep getting banned. So my subscription keeps like getting broken to him. And I'll send you some stuff because this guy is like just completely broken. Am I talking about Greg Miller?
Wow. Okay.
I don't know how big that genre is, Billy. It's like probably like 2 people.
I think it's too big.
All right, let's see. M and Goldie. Yes, The Case of Good Idol is a good airplane game. Okay, Mike, I am ready for you to bring this back in.
And we are back. Jeff, the Mario Burger is winning by 56%, which seems too close to me. Luigi Burger, again, not even a burger.
Hey, some people don't like red meat.
Well, those, I don't know. I was about to say something mean, but making jokes about people not liking meat is like very tired. Old comedy, isn't it?
Yep.
I love cows.
I mean, but it wouldn't even be the most embarrassing thing you said on this podcast today, so you can just go for it.
Just go for it at this point. Why don't we read the super chats, Jeff? Let's do it. I want to hear from these people.
All right, sounds good. I got it. The stream elements right here. Activity feed. If I click on that, then I can see what's what. All right. Let's get into it, starting with Uriel Delgado. I need your guys' insight on this. His question is, Goku versus 1 million SpongeBob. Who would win? Strictly DBZ, no Super Saiyan God, or Ultra Instinct? Bob does karate.
It depends if it's an episode of Dragon Ball Z or an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, I think that's of course that's the answer. Okay, so let's say it's neutral ground.
Then, Goku, doesn't matter how many SpongeBobs there are. Like, one of his big Kamehamehas or Big Bang Blasts could destroy planets by the end of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, yeah.
It'll just kill all of them and everybody.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's Goku.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, SpongeBob will only win with
Colin
the benefit.
Farrell. Thank you, Nick Cote.
Colin Farrell. Yeah, SpongeBob only wins with the benefit of being the protagonist of his own zany cartoon show. So
I just
it had to be on there.
We were talking about Tom Hardy and Colin Farrell in such a way during the break, and that'll be clipped to the end of this podcast if you're confused right now. All right.
You're talking about Colin Farrell too?
I meant to be talking about Colin Farrell, but I said Tom Hardy incorrectly when it actually should have been Colin. They'll get it.
Are you talking about Bullseye?
No, what do you think? No, I was talking about Penguin from the new The Batman.
Oh, he is the Penguin, isn't he? I didn't see that movie.
Yes.
That was that was like a weird moment with me when I realized that like a Batman movie came out and I just didn't even care anymore.
Yeah.
People even said it was good. I was like, I believe you. I just don't care anymore.
I think Colin Firth should have been the Penguin. Uriel Delgado also asks, Alien Colonial Marines bodies all your picks. Oh, wait, is that from like last week? I'm reading the wrong thing. Oh, my God.
I don't have to say. Yeah, well, that's not about anything we're talking about right now. Jeff, you need some more.
I need more medicine. More medicine. Jackie G.
Mucus in your brain.
Give me more Mucinex. Jackie G says, chances of Silk Song pulling a sports story on us. Did we read this already? Where's this one coming from? Didn't we read that too? That's not going to happen. Don't worry about that. Frank and God Rizla also updated their memberships to the channel. Thank you so much. Free Metroid hat. Hi, Jeff. I am somewhat new to your streams and was wondering how many Mega Man Battle Network games have you guys played, if any? And are you hyped for the Legacy Collection? I have never played any of them, and I am ready to try some. So I am a little bit hyped, yes.
I played through 1 and 2. I'm a big Mega Man guy, but mostly more like the classic series and a bit of X. Like the Zero games too, but mostly the side score is what I mean. But I liked Battle Network 1 and 2. I think after a while I was like, okay, I don't need to play all of these. But now it's been so long, I'm excited to go and play 3 and maybe onward from there. People say 3 is very good too, so I'm definitely going to at least play 3 and then see what happens.
The Uncharted Wolf already has their highlight of the year. My highlight of the year was hearing Mike rage at me for taking Final Fantasy 16 in the league. Also, Alan Wake 2 is coming out this year, right?
I think so. I mean, it's supposed to. It's one that could get delayed, but
I think I counterpicked Alan Wake 2.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I thought about picking up Alan Wake 2. I was maybe going to get it if it was still available in the third round. I'm not sure. Yeah, Final Fantasy 16 was would have been my first choice, but I was too low and I knew I wasn't going to get it. But then it was still on the board for a bit. I was like, oh, maybe I have a chance. And then Wolf got it 2 spots before me.
Oh, man.
All those were dead. Oh, well.
I think the game's probably going to review real well. What was your first pick again? I can't remember.
My first pick was Pikmin 4.
Okay. That's pretty good at that
Which,
spot.
again, a lot of people in our community seem to think isn't coming out this year, which seems bananas to me. I feel like it almost certainly is.
It will. From Burrito. Hey there, dogs. No question. Hope you're having a good night, Jeff. I sure hope you're feeling better soon. Try to get as much rest as possible, bud. I will be going right to sleep after this, Burrito. Thank you.
I hope you feel worse, you piece of shit.
Thanks, Mike. From RDX Son of a Fet, Xbox Oreos and Halo Oreo coating only in the UK. So sad face. Yeah, I want to try that. Have you seen these Xbox Oreo things?
I have seen these Xbox Oreos. Yeah, themed Oreos, whether it's flavor or just the design, that's always a good time. I don't like chocolate or sweets that much, but Oreos, always very good.
Yeah, Oreos are just crack cocaine at a certain point. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
There must be I don't even think chocolate's the predominant flavor. I think just fat is.
Yes.
Cookie
lard.
Fat. I don't know. Yeah, lard. It's so good.
From Jake Campa. Hey, Mike. I'm adding the hey, Mike part. Hey, Mike, is Galaxy 2 a mainline 3D Mario, or is it like Final Fantasy X2?
No, that's a mainline Mario.
Wow.
Final Fantasy is a unique case. All right, if you played Final Fantasy, you would get it.
Wow. All right, that's it for the super chats.
Guys, if you want to send more super chats, we will read them before we end the podcast. We promise. In fact, your super chat could be about this topic we're going to do right now, which is the dream Nintendo game you would disfigure yourself for. So this is like radically changing your appearance, like Jeff cutting his hair or me shaving my beard. So Jeff, is there, if you could, let's say you had to do it again. Let's say you had to go even deeper. Let's say we had to go full baby face on you, everything down to nothing, 1-inch razor, and then the shave, right? And it's me doing it again. You're not going to get a professional barber to come in and save you this time. What is there a Nintendo game that you would do that for?
I mean, not really, but for the sake of this podcast, after it can't be Metroid because I already did that. I would probably get out some clippers again, or maybe the razor blade, and do some damage to my appearance for a new Wave Race video game. I would be very excited to get a Wave Race or a 1080 or an Excitebike 64. Give me one of the trilogy, and I would be pretty happy.
I think I'll have one of those cool eye scars that they have in anime all the time. A lot of people are getting like slashed in the eye in anime. I'll take one of those.
Yeah, I'll do a big Sagat slash across my chest. Absolutely.
Yeah, if I can get that AAA Star Tropics game, how about that? And for nothing else.
There you go.
Bench JC says, I'd get surgery to make my nose look like Voldemort from Harry Potter just to get Alpha Dream to rise from the dead make more Mario and Luigi.
That's a good
RPs.
answer.
Did you see that somebody did fan art of a Mario Luigi style game, but with Kirby and Waddle Dee?
No, oh my god, I can't actually know if I can see that because if my kids ever see that, they'll lose their minds.
Yeah, they'll be so mad when you explain to them. Yeah, that's not a real game.
Real.
Benji Glaskey says no. Teek says I'd shave my beard in a heartbeat if it meant we got the original Nintendo 64 version of Mother 3. I sometimes forget
that's pretty cool.
Was gonna be like a Nintendo 64. I think maybe even
64 DD.
Yeah, one of those. Super Harmon says I'd dress as Toad and wear a nappy if Nintendo made a Captain Toad follow-up. I almost got that when it was on sale finally, but then I was mostly just upset that Pikmin 3 wasn't on sale, so I didn't get that. Then I got nothing in protest. Bayleaf Moon says, I would let a scooter whip at full speed and hit my ankle for a Xenoblade Warriors game, and you cannot say that sort of thing doesn't radically change a man.
My brother basically did that on a four-wheeler and ankle whipped his leg around a tree and broke his leg in half. So yes, it did change him.
That's something that I could see happening. Like, what other Nintendo series are you going to do a Muso? Remember somebody sent us that Mario Muso rumor? I wish that was real.
I so wish that was real at this point.
Maybe I'll just straight up cut off an ear for that.
Yeah. I'll give you a toe.
Dan likes everything. Says Final Fantasy VI remade in the visual style of Octopath Traveler. That's good. Big Tony says, I think there's a lesson to learn about not doing these deals after watching Jeff cut his hair and Mike shave his beard. But I'm an idiot, so I would shave my eyebrows for Mega Man Legends 3. Do it, Capcom. That one hurts so much. It's so rude to be like, we're making this game. Here's pictures, and vote for which design you like best. And then be like, nah, never mind. Bizarro Hash says, I would start dressing like I did during my new metal phase in high school if it meant I would get a proper sequel to Super Mario Brothers 2. Man, that would be cool. That'd be so, man, imagine if they did that instead of like another new Super Mario Bros. Or whatever.
That would be so incredible. Please.
Jeremy Biff says Donkey Kong Country Returns 3 by Retro, with the King K. Rool returning. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze was so good, it's better Mario Odyssey. You say I have ridiculous takes. I don't think EEPD Yokio can top Retro's work with the 2D Donkey Kong game. An Arc System Works fighting game of any of these properties, Fire Emblem, Xenoblade, or Shrek. Bowser's Fury, but twice as big with 24 3D worlds levels in an open area instead of 12, a ghost puzzle house that Mario can move freely in, and Bowser's Castle dungeon level. That's the Mario game I want for Switch 2. And then he says a Kirby JRPG, which I thought about.
That'd be great.
B. Traven says, I would dress as a clown for the rest of my life if they remade Final Fantasy VI with as much care as Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah, I always like to kind of tell people too, because there are some people like, oh, they're going to do like Final Fantasy VI or Final Fantasy VIII, or Final Fantasy VIII like that next. And I was like, no, They will remake other Final Fantasies, but it will never be like what they're doing with Final Fantasy.
They'll just
VII.
remake Final Fantasy VII again. Like they'll start from scratch.
Right. There's no other single Final Fantasy game that would invest that much money into maybe 10.
Yeah,
But
I
still
mean,
no.
they might do something with 6, but not with as much
they'll do
care,
something.
i.e., money. Yeah.
Well, that's like this Final Fantasy 9 remake, which like we think is a rumor that's probably true, but I do think that's probably going to be more of a one-to-one remake with some gameplay improvements and better graphics
Yeah.
and voice acting and things like that. It's not going to be this complete reimagining broken up into 3 separate games with the most like impressive graphics that this company will ever put out. No.
Yep.
Hoff says, give me a new Super Meat Boy that goes back to curated levels and that's worth mutilating an eyebrow to look perpetually quizzical. That they did that auto runner, which was a weird choice. It was like something that it seemed like they meant it to be a mobile only game, but then they just kind of released it for everything anyways. Be Super Meat Boy Forever. Did you even play Super Meat Boy Forever?
I don't think I ever played it.
Mm-hmm. Velocity Prime says, geez, hard to say. I mostly get what I want these days, but let's say a brand new top-down Zelda done with a hand-drawn art style would chop my hair for that. Yeah, I would chop my hair off too.
I bet you would.
Dr. Sus says, I would absolutely disgrace myself for a remaster of A Link to the Past. That game is 99% perfect. There's no need to mess with the visuals and gameplay. Just improve the controls in the menu. Maybe do the exact same music with a full orchestra as an option. The original score is glorious. Yes, I do like my Link to the Past. Don't worry, Jeff. I don't think I'm ready to say Sonic 1's better than Link to the Past yet. Maybe give it a couple more years. A Jat in the Hat says, I really want more licensed beat-em-up games in the style of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. The things I would do for a Scooby-Doo one. That's interesting.
That's good. You see that Shredder's Revenge is on Netflix Gaming on phones now?
I did see that. That's interesting. There's a Shredder's Revenge run at Games Done Quick also. That was
cool.
Fun to watch. I just hope those people make that Simpsons one. I don't know why not, right?
Yep.
Like, come on, let's do it.
Yep.
Who even knows anymore says, first, only one of the Beef and Cheddar boys looks like a dingus, and I'll let you all decide which. To the question, I would make an as-yet undecided alteration to my physical appearance for a new Legacy of Kain game, just to keep it Nintendo-related. How about a remake of the first one of the Link's Awakening remake? Look, we found Tam's alt.
Mm-hmm.
Casual says, I'd wear this in my 2 most hated colors, beige and baby blue, paired with capri pants and socks and sandals for a new Rhythm Heaven. And it's Jerry Seinfeld in the pirate shirt.
Yeah, the fancy pirate shirt. Yeah, the fluffy shirt.
Screaming Madness says, for a year, I dress up as the gobbledygooker from the WWE in public if it means we get a new F-Zero that plays like GX. The gobbledygook. These folks are going crazy for the gobbledygook. They're going wild. Oh, Mean Gene. Trying to sell that turd. Chaos Buckaroo says, another 2D Zelda game in the art style and engine of A Link Between Worlds is one of Nintendo's biggest sins that they only made one game like that, albeit a near perfect one. Whenever people clamor for another game in 2019 Link's Awakening style, I scream because we had perfection in 2013. Knowing when I changed my appearance to whatever Anuma wanted, I would sell my body. Yeah, I get it's like I would want more, but man, also Link Between Worlds is just perfect, right?
Oh, yes. I mean, God, I would play that right now, start to finish, if someone put it in front of me, without a doubt.
I kind of want to.
Yes, it's so good.
Ain't no stopping the boppin' says, cutting hair is too easy of a punishment, especially when my hair has been relatively short my whole life. Therefore, I'd grow my hair out long enough to rock a man bun if Game Freak / the Pokemon Company actually remade Gen 5 in HD 2D. I am very curious what the remake for Gen 5 is going to look like. Like, I guess, like, of course, they're just going to make it look like Diamond and Pearl, but like, part of me is like, I wonder if they'll do something more special than that, but probably not.
Gen 5 already looks really good, right? That's
Gen 5 looks very good. That's
so it's
black and white
why
with, like,
it's really tough.
It's the last of the pixel ones, and it was the one where, like, they animated stuff really well. Yeah, black and white looks awesome. So I would, if it did just look like the Diamond and Pearl remix, I would actually just be like, no, actually, I'll just play the originals. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. Gigantus42 says, I would cut Jeff's hair and tape it to Mike's head, scotch tape, if we got a new Mario baseball game for the Switch this year.
Ooh, fun.
My favorite Mario sports series. They use more playable Mario characters than any other title. Plus, it reminds me of playing backyard baseball with more gimmicks and polish. You know, let me my baseball, Jeff. I'd absolutely love it if they did baseball again. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's when we should just go back to and play. We should just go play that
absolutely.
one. Yeah,
we should get that set up next time we're hanging out.
Yeah.
Mr. Bowler says, if it meant we would get a new 3D Mario platformer, Odyssey 2 or otherwise, I would allow myself to undergo one of the worst punishments imaginable, letting Mike Minotti cut my hair. I don't know if you should let me do that, because that's probably going to happen eventually anyways. But Tyler James Bay says, this would definitely change my permanent appearance. I'd go 5 rounds in the octagon with Brock Lesnar. 5 rounds. You'd be dead.
Yeah, you're going to be murdered. You're not going to get to play it.
Just for binary to me. You could say 30 seconds and I'd already be like, okay, tough guy. Like, you don't need to go 5 rounds. Are you insane? Oof. Vision 49 says, I've been playing the RTX mod of Quake 1, so I would sell organs to get a Doom 2016 style reimagining of Quake 1's Eldritch Horrors and Black Magic / arcane setting. I would give years off my life for Portal 3. Conversely, I'd sell organs to make sure Phantom Hourglass never gets remade. Let the Temple of the Ocean King fade into obscurity. Yeah, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks are the only Zelda games I never beat. I just stopped playing those at certain points.
I definitely stopped playing them too.
Clank says, for a Nintendo game, I would shave my beard for a modern remake of Kirby Air Ride. Kirby Air Ride's so much fun. God, it's like, you know, like, I get it, don't remake it, but just put it on NSO. Like, man, if we had NSO and it was just, you don't even have to have the biggest ones. Put Luigi's Mansion 1, Kirby Air Ride, F-Zero GX.
I mean, there was that rumor before last E3, right? Or was it before the last Direct? They're like, hey, Nintendo might be putting GameCube games just on Switch in some capacity, and here's like a list of GameCube games.
It's like, I get it with Sunshine and like maybe like Metroid Prime and Wind Waker. They're not just going to put those on an NSO. I get it, but there's so many games that they're not going to remaster, remake that I would love to play on my Switch. Let's see. Lenny Kudik Denver says, I definitely cosplay as Mike, angry pizzeria owner Minotti. Shave my head and beard if Sega remembered that Skies of Arcadia and its GameCube port, Skies Arcadia Legends, existed. And that's not Nintendo enough, then Wario Land / World. I have that for my GameCube. I paid quite a lot for that, so I should probably play that at some point this year, huh?
I've always kind of wanted to play those games because I know people love them, but or that game. But I never, whenever I started, I never get into it.
I remember because that and Grandia 2 came out for Dreamcast at the same time, and I actually was playing Grandia 2 for a while. It was about a point where I was young, and so those games were kind of challenging for me. So I didn't beat Grandia 2, but I got relatively far in it back in the day. I would like to play that again because you can play that on Switch now and the first one. Then Matt Rare Monkey says, for a Nintendo game, would have to go with Rhythm Heaven, Pose for the Fans. I guess it was at one point that the Yakuza series wasn't going to continue, so that would have been my answer. But I don't see any shortage of that style game coming anymore. No, there's plenty of Yakuza out there these days. G-Man Sir says, Super Mario Galaxy 3, I'm a 3D Mario pervert. Yeah, I wonder if, like, they'll ever do that, like, go back to a sub-series like that again.
Probably not, but it'd be cool.
Not.
That'd be the one to do, I think.
Yeah. And Triwolf 5 says, I'd lose a pinky for a new Punch-Out. Nothing else, because I'm not crazy, but Punch-Out is one of those IPs where I can always have fun starting up a new campaign in both the original and Wii. Are you going through Punch-Out Speedrunning Academy? Is that a thing? I think Dan's streaming right now some attempts. That record.
I am, yes. Dan is going to be training me up to take on Mike Tyson. Can I say the name here, guys, of the feature, and you guys just be cool about it? Everyone just be cool.
Okay, I'm gonna be cool. Don't leak this.
Grubber Lang's Punch-Out.
Incredible.
Grubber Lang.
I get it.
Yes.
Yeah, like the character from Rocky 3.
Yes,
I get that.
Absolutely. So,
very nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I got some work to do in OBS. I'm going to be playing off the Analog Pocket because that's FPGA, so it'll have no latency. And I'm ready to go to work. Ready to go to work.
Let's go. Man, this is incredible. You two are going to just actually start competing in an actual speed run.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the top 100 already, like in the world, so yeah.
Got a head start.
Yep.
Then I'll just come in and very quietly be better than both of you, and you won't talk about it. Then you'll both quit.
Yep, exactly. That's the strategy.
Keywork says I would give up a lot for a new Donkey Kong game, and that is the last one. So we'll see if those Donkey Kong rumors are true or not. I think we got a couple more super chats come in, Jeff.
Yes, that we do. From Toadpak Shakur, wondering what's on everyone's mind. So, the WWE.
Yeah, man, it sucks because it's just so. A shame that they've been
it's just
so
really good for William Regal, right? Who just started back there again.
And Tony Khan had that tweet where he's like, "Everybody's being really nice to me for some reason." That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ooh. especially like going into Royal Rumble season. Royal Rumble was so much fun, and now everyone's like, it just seemed like everybody was happier and the product was better, right? It's just so weird.
And it's legit just going to make things worse again. Now, I don't know if he's going to be back in the earpiece, but it's not out of the realm of possibility that he's just back in the earpiece.
I mean, he can do whatever he wants, really. He's chairman of the board. He's the majority shareholder. So, like, if he wants to do it, he will do it.
Yep. But everything else is how it used to be. Just right back to where it used to be. If you haven't, we know someone who used to try to make podcasts with WWE, and he would I never got a show approved. It's back to that again right now.
I hope they almost sell sooner rather than later. Just sell already, get that done with, and then.
But this is definitely not just about the sale. It's
about he doesn't have nothing else to do. There's nothing else he wants to do.
Right, and WrestleMania is coming up eventually, so he's like, I need to be the one that does WrestleMania.
Can it really be that hard to find more dirt on Vince McMahon?
Yeah, we gotta. No, it's definitely not hard. We got to do something, guys.
I didn't mean we specifically. I'm afraid, but somebody should.
They sold to Saudi Arabia, according to rumors. Yeah, that wouldn't be. The guys
I don't. Oh, I mean, the rumor is that they're interested. It's not that they sold.
Okay,
that wouldn't be. That's not a rumor official. What, did something happen when I went on the air? Because
they did. No, they did sell. Oh my God, they did sell. Okay, that must be why Tobac Shakur said so. WWE.
No, I'm looking at this right now. I'm making sure this didn't actually happen.
I've been getting TMs. No wonder. That's why. Okay, let me see here.
No way. Did Saudi Arabia really buy WWE?
Okay, from Stephen Muehlhansen.
Oh my God.
Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. The company will go back to. WWE has been sold to Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. The company will go back to being private. Unknown if Vince McMahon will return to head creative, but it is expected by some people.
Oh my God. That's so. Like, I think this isn't technically official yet. This is what's being reported: is that a Saudi Arabia public investment. Sami Zayn's just going to quit.
Sami Zayn's going to quit.
That's like the hottest. That's the hottest thing.
Sami Zayn's going to fucking leave. He's just going to leave.
Oh my God. What the actual fuck is happening? Wrestling, man.
Yep. Man.
They couldn't just at least sell to Comcast. Like, they had to get the absolute highest price, even if it meant that. And it's going to be a public company now. What is going on?
It's going back to private now. Yeah, it's going to a private.
Right, so there's not even going to be stock. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, so there's no investors to please anymore to worry about Vince McMahon's improprieties.
Yeah, so Vince McMahon will probably just run it again.
Yep.
I imagine until he dies now. Because, who cares? Man, what's Triple H going to do?
A lot of people are going to leave. I think a lot of people are out.
Maybe. There's a lot of people will stay for money.
But
I think a lot of people will get fired.
That too.
Man. Oh my God. I didn't believe that when somebody tweeted. This is I guess we should move on, but that is wacky bananas. Jesus.
Yep.
That's gross. Okay. Any more super chats?
Yeah. Burrito. Oh yeah, Mike. So I just wanted to reiterate how disrespectful you were while cutting Jeff's hair. As someone with long hair, I am insulted. Lol.
Respect. You and Tam Burrito respect. It's hair. It doesn't have feelings. Oh, respect the long hair. I lost my respect for hair a long time ago. Okay? I had a job to do, and I was just going to make sure I was going to do it with tools and with gumption, and by God, I did it. You're lucky I left anything attached to your head. I should have just yanked it out.
Oh my God.
I should have had my friends hold you on one and I grab the hair on the other. We just pull until
literally
something
rip my scalp off my head. Yeah.
Yeah.
AJ says he's not coming over for the Rumble anymore.
What is going on?
And it was like going in such a good direction.
We had 6 good months.
Yeah, and it like a bungee cord. Oh, that's why she quit, right? Obviously she quit because Vince is back, but Stephanie McMahon quit because. But okay, whatever. Whatever, we can move on.
Is a woman allowed to be the co-CEO of a company owned by Saudi Arabia? Seriously?
I bet they would not have kept her.
Yeah. So, oh God.
Yep.
God. Oh my God. Jeff, you been playing any Nintendo games?
I played Chained Echoes, Mike.
Yeah, I heard you're talking about this. I'm really interested in this. I'm a bit flabbergasted that apparently this is a 60-hour like indie JRPG. Your indie JRPG probably does not need to be longer than Final Fantasy VI. I'm sorry.
Absolutely correct. That is absolutely correct. Now, people seem to really like the how fast it goes and it really moves and it starts really fast. If they can keep this pace, I can kind of see some of that. There's no way in hell I'm ever going to finish this game. Like, it's never ever going to happen. And as it doesn't even really reflect on the quality of the game, other than it's too long.
Some people are saying the hit credit's closer to 30, so
okay,
or
that's
35.
Something that's
okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Excuse me. It's got a pretty cool battle system though, because it has the overdrive bar where everything you do moves the overdrive bar to the right. And there's a little symbol over the left that changes every few turns. And if you do a move that corresponds to that symbol, like if you use a firepower or sometimes it wants you to use a healing power, if you do that, it moves the overdrive bar back to the left. If you get the overdrive into the red, you could take a lot of damage. If you move it too far out of the green, to the left out of the green, you're not as powerful. But if you stay in the green, which is what you're trying to do by managing these moves, your stuff does more damage. You can use like half the amount of MP, things like that. And it just is a good way to keep you engaged in the fights and using a lot of different stuff so that you can keep things in overdrive. And then it's just kind of a cool mech JRPG steampunk thing, very similar to Final Fantasy VI or Chrono Trigger.
I do like that. Yeah.
And I'm pretty impressed by it. Now, I mean, people seem to think the writing gets pretty hokey as you go along, but it was made by one guy and
a lot of power for friendship kind of thing.
It seems like that, but I mean, at the very least, like it starts off strong because like you start off and like you wake up in this bed and you're in this house and you go talk to your mom and your mom's like, wake the hell up. And you're like, what is going on? This is weird. And then she slaps you and you wake up and it's like, oh no, that was just a dream. It was this cool feint. Like, we're not going to actually start the game that way, like so many other video games from this time period. No, you're actually already on an airship. You're about to go into battle right now, and it's a suicide mission. And it's like, oh man, we are ready to go. And I really appreciate that, and they pull it off really well.
It's good. I've been burned before by like these indie RPGs
absolutely.
that are supposed to be like next Chrono Trigger. We'll see, because there's this, and there's Sea of Stars this year, hopefully, that I'm holding out for. But yeah, I gotta try at some point. Although really, my next JRPG is probably going to be Trails from Zero, so I might have to wait a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I've really been playing Resident Evil Remake, which I talked about, which is tangentially a GameCube game, even though I'm playing it on PC. But yes, I'll be talking about that even more on Game Club at some point here. But Jeff, you should play that. Get on Steam Deck. Play the Jill route. I think I did that, and it seems like that one is at least, I don't know, I think it's better. Plus, Jill's a better character than Chris.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who I played as. I probably played as, it's Leon, right? Or
No, Leon's 2 and 4 and 6. It's Jill and Chris Redfield.
I probably did play as
Chris,
Jill,
the
then.
one who looks different in every Resident Evil.
Yeah, all right. I'll play Jill again, even if I did play it before. Yeah, sounds good.
I like Jill looks real smart in that beret. I like the beret.
Yes, very handsome.
Yes, I like characters in berets, like Cammy. Cammy's got that beret. I kind of don't like her as much in 6. She doesn't.
I've never seen the beret, but yeah, Cammy's wearing a beret.
Oh, yeah.
Too busy looking at the butt.
I see.
Did you get it?
Yeah, man, her Street Fighter V model, because it's like they just paint on that thing.
Yeah.
I don't. What do you call that? That line of clothing, and like the abs are just
Sling
ridiculous.
Kini, I think it's called.
Yeah, the Sling Kini.
So my Google searches.
Yeah. Do you like Che Guevara? Says as Christian. That's the guy. That's the T-shirt model, right?
Yes, that is the famous T-shirt model.
Matt is Christian right now. Jill can't move balls, but yes. That's about it, Jeff. Let's get out of here and try to process what's going on with the WE.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna have to play the new Alliance for Final Fantasy 14 also. But Jeff, where can people find you?
I'm on the internet, and I'm on the internet at giantbomb.com. I'll be doing Game Mess mornings tomorrow. Hopefully Lucy can do it. I didn't get a chance to talk to her, but and then I'm on Twitter, Jeff Grubb. And I'm on Twitch, Jeff Grubb. Hopefully I'll be feeling better soon. If I do feel better soon, we will get back on Twitch and we'll have a good time, do some more streams. How about you, Mike?
Somebody said me and you need to play Resident Evil 6 together, and I was like, that sounds kind of fun, actually.
I would totally do that. I would love that.
I would absolutely love to do that. Yeah,
I wonder if, do any of the Lost Planet games still work online? I might want to play like a Lost Planet too a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, I've not played this for forever.
I have no idea. But Resident Evil 6 probably says local co-op, I imagine. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. The chat shit works. I don't know. I'm Tokoto on Twitter and Twitch and 9050.com. Check that out. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Come on, go cruising, cruising.
All right.
Come on, go cruising. Let's go cruising. Let's go cruising. Let's go cruising. Come on, let's go cruising.
2 words. Enjoy your gaming.
Shut up, Penny.
2 words. Enjoy your gaming.
Shut up, bitch!